I'm feeling summery today. And I've got washi tape. So we're gonna go make something. Hey everybody, it's Sandy from Two Fat Birds Creative. And I'm feeling summery today. And I've got washi tape. So we're gonna go make something. So come along with me and I'll tell you what I'm doing. First, I've got this lovely glitter concoction here. This is a mixture of several glitters. First, we've got the PNW Glitter Co Limoncello and the PNW Glitter Co Dreamsicle. Lovely, lovely colors. You can also find a discount code for them down in my description. Save yourself a little bit of money purchasing some of them glitters. I also have Resin Rocker-Glitter. This is the Orange County Girl. It's the Pixie for Poxy, the Pastel Mirror Flash. That in there. And then there is a hint of Resin Rockers, Pixie for Poxy, Tangerine, Super Shift Shatter. Helps if you can see it. Tangerine Super Shift Shatter series. Just a hint of that in there. I didn't want it too crazy, but I think I am going to add just a hint more. Not a whole lot at all, just the itty bitty amount. See, literally itty bitty amount. Maybe another itty bitty amount. That's it. Alright, and those are our glitters that were all mixed together. Don't ask me what the ratios were, I just kind of poured as I went along, and then I spilled a little bit, and then I added some more. And that is our glitter mix. Done. I've got my other epoxy resin running through the debubbler right now. I am not adding glue to this because I do want it to sink to the bottom of here. But first, I also have, this is my washi tape. Some lovely little oranges, little papers. And I already cut this so that it fit to go around the circumference of our jar here. And what I want it to do is sit up from the bottom. So first we're going to pour our glitter in here and let it get a little bit firm, shall we say? Thick. So we're just going to pour it. I can't really easily get it around, so I am just going to pour it on here and let it slide down. And I do understand that I probably will get some glitter that sticks to the sides, and that is fine by me. So this is just what I will be doing, is trying to get it shoved down into over the edges and let it sink down to the bottom. But when it's the bottom here, this will actually end up being the top of the mold. Now what I do see in there are some little clumps of glitter that are sticking along the edge. Trying to think of what I want to grab to try to help push some of that down. I think I will take the stick. And so you see, like there, I don't want lots of glitter on the sides like this. I mean, I think it will eventually work its way down as well. I just want to make sure I'm going to get most of that out of the way. All right. Let's see, degas this baby. Oh yeah, they look good. Give it a minute to finish degassing here. I'll let this try to thicken up just a little bit and we'll be back. In the meantime, I'm going to fill this giant guy here as well. It's the makeup brush, utensil holder, or whatever kind of thing you want to make it be. So we will get this going as well. I do kind of want to leave some sitting on the top here. And we'll just let this one sit. Let it be. I'm not sure that I have enough resin to finish this one. That's okay. Get it here. Give this one a little squidgy widgy around here. Trying to help any of those bubbles come out. Alright. We gotta do a little bit left of that glitter mix in there. Alright, friends, I've got my resin out. I think my debubbler may be on its last legs. I mean, that's 14 minutes and it's still got some bubbles and it's getting pretty hot, so we need to get going. I am going to put a little bit of diamond frost in here, but first I want to get my tape. So now what we're going to do is fill our little cavity here with our washi tape. Make sure we're putting it upside down because our mold is upside down. So let's see how we're gonna get this done. Let's see. I didn't think this through very well. Like I did it when it was dry. What am I gonna do, guys? What am I gonna do? I think I'm gonna cut it in smaller pieces, and then we'll stick the smaller pieces down in. See how that works. Hopefully, that will work better. Or not. And if not, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. Let's see. Put that there. That there. Slide it down. Slide it down. Slide it down. That piece up. Unwrap there. There we go. You can't see her, but she's in there. Next piece. Let's get that cut and slid down in. So this. And next cut here. Remember, go upside down. And again, with me trying to just slide it in. Put down in there. I don't know why I thought this was going to be a lot easier. It's really not. Not easy. Now on to the next piece. Just gonna do a really small one. Not cut my glove off. And then remember to put it upside down. And then it slid down in here. I'm not the first person to do this at all. I know Claire did one not too long ago from Claire's Crafty Corner. I think it was, I'll have to remember her name and tag her. And now we have this little last piece here. I'm going to try to do this all in one go and see what happens. Although I don't think this actually will fit. So I think I am going to cut it down. And I think I'm just going to do the oranges. There's definitely going to be overlap with the non-matching parts, but I'm hoping that some of the glitter that I put in here will mask some of that. We'll see. Let's give that a go. And I just mixed up bubbles into this. And I'm actually going to use a little alcohol ink to color that. I'm going to grab a little bit of orange. I don't want a lot. 2 drops. We'll start there. Wow, 2 drops even made it pretty cringy. Although it's hard to really tell because it's all compacted together in one little cup here. So it's always going to look darker in the cup than anywhere else. Alright. Let us fill our cup here. And say a little prayer. So you can see that it's not really that color. Just a slight tinge to it. We'll stop. And then we'll take a look around the edges. She's already pretty full. Definitely got some bubbles in there. Let's try to push those out. We don't need no bubbles, right? I mean, you always hope that these work the first time you do something, but you never know. I'm just trying to go around and see if there's huge bubbles or no. Hopefully not. Okay. And I'm just gonna grab a little more of the glitter here. Whoopsie. And add this to the top here. And then I'm going to put this little remaining glitter here on the top and just kind of hope it stays here. I'm sure it probably won't. Probably going to drip down. Because I will need to add some more. Just to top it off there. That's her done, although I do see there is a bubble right there. See it? Right there. Let's see. Oh, I think she came out. As I'm pulling all the resin out, I see another bubble coming up there. So I'm gonna have to get a micro brush. More over here. Sure you can't see because my big hand's in the way. I think I got the bubbles hanging out here, except for one right there. Some of these, it's hard to tell if it's a bubble or if it's a piece of glitter. I'm wiping this off so I can help see bubbles, not glitter. I think I got them. Alright. And if I need to top it off, I'll come back and top it off. Now, we have this big fella right here. And most of the glitter fell to the bottom of this big side because it sits lower than these other two. What I want to try to do is see if I can get some of that to move over into those. And then we're going to quickly pour this over here. Over around here. There. My resin's getting hotter by the second. Alright, so there's that one. I still have a little bit of resin left, and a little bit that can go in there. And so what I'm gonna do is take some more of that orange. I'm gonna put it in this big guy that we had back here. This one. And I'm gonna try and make it a little bit darker. I should have grabbed my other star stick over there, it's much bigger. And we're also gonna put in, we'll put in the rest of this. It's only a tiny bit left. So it's not, there's really not much left in there at all, really. It's pretty much all that was left in that. Alright, we'll get our diamond frost. Give a good amount of that. And I'm going to change my stick here. And I'm going to go with this bigger stick that I had sitting off to the side. Grab this down in here and give it a good mix up. Making sure that that alcohol ink gets mixed up in there. Alright, let's go ahead and give the rest of this a pour. I hope to someday get a vacuum chamber and then I could put these pieces in there and get all the bubbles out and put my resin in after I mixed it and get those bubbles out. But right now, that's just not in the cards for me. And I can see I do have bubbles in here already. Try and get any away from the edges at least. Alright, let that do its thing. Wipe off my very sticky hands. I'm actually going to put a little bit of this in here. I don't like the idea of this darker orange. Okay, so there's those done. And I do have one last thing to do. And I have a big skull. And I've already put some washi tape down in it. This is a different washi tape. This washi tape is just flowers. So I just wanted to see what that would end up doing in this skull. Get that nice and mixed up. Alright, so we've got it in there, and now we're just gonna pour. I've got just clear here, and we're gonna do our diamond frosted glitter in there. You watch Nerd Goblin art, and you should because she's awesome. You'll know that this is one of her favorite glitters as well. And I think she's actually who I saw it from first. Alright, so we got that. We're just going to pour that in. Nothing special to it, just pouring it right down in there. Kind of doing these sides over here. So I hope that it's making sure to get on those sides of the sticker. Now, I don't think I've personally ever seen anyone put washi tape in a skull, but I'm sure I'm not the first person to do so. That would be ridiculous. But guys, if there's something you want to see me try or do, please let me know. Just leave it in my comments or post it on my community tab. I'm always looking for ideas. So yeah, just hit me up and let me know what you think I should be doing. You know, just be nice, don't be like nothing. You need to stop, that'd be rude. So this guy, I will probably have to make up more resin to finish. I mean, not probably, I will. But guys, I will see you on demold. You know, like in 1 second. I do want to thank everybody while I got you here. Thank you all for watching my videos. Thank you for my subscribers. If you haven't subscribed, think about it. Free. Just boot that subscribe button down below. Yeah. And then, like I said, if you have any suggestions or ideas, let me know. Drop me a comment. I'm not scary. I don't bite. Unless you ask me to. And even then, probably still not gonna. But yeah, so alright, I'm gonna give it a little spray of alcohol here. Because I do have some bubbles popping up on top. Bloop, bloop, bloop. We'll be back on demold. I'll see you in a little bit. How do I turn my phone off? Because my hands are very sticky. Alright guys, I just wanted to show you this skull here. Again, I actually dropped some orange and yellow alcohol ink just on top of that resin. And then I just dropped some white sinker on top of it. Just while I have been mixing this other batch of resin up. And so you can see it right there, just kind of hanging out. I'm gonna add a couple more to show you again what I did here. Just using the Let's Resin alcohol ink. Orange. Yellow. And then pink or white. Back on top here. We'll let that sit a minute, because this is just freshly made right here. It's not very thick or hot yet. And this one I just added a couple drops, literally like 2 drops of red alcohol ink and my Frosty Dawn glitter. And that's what we're going to add here to the top. Nothing special, nothing fancy other than that. And then we'll back upon demold.
Alright, it is demold time. Let us see what we have. What do we want to do first? Let's do the skull first. A little over pour, we can easily flick that off. I did take my regular J Diction New Formula UV resin. Sorry, this is going to be loud for a minute. And I just filled the top off there because it was a little short. Just trying to get some of this overspill off, and then I don't have to clean it later. So that top layer there, right here, is UV resin. So you can see these holes right there, but you can't feel them because of the UV resin on top. All right. I can definitely feel the edge of that sticker here. That washi tape, but just kind of funny. You can definitely feel it around here too. But that is an interesting look for the skull. I didn't know how it was going to turn out, so I'm not concerned about whether it worked or it didn't work. I was just having a little experiment with it. I'm just trying to get some of this spill off, overflow, whichever you want to call it. Hard to get this in that little section there. You can see I definitely Scratched up the top trying to do that. All right, next. Get that off of me. Let's go for this big guy. There's that dumb bubble. I kept trying to get that bubble. Lots of little bubbles here. It's the first time I've used this mold. So let me tell you, what do you guys think? You think the orange was the way to go? Now this doesn't have any of the washi tape in it. This is an interesting one to try to demold. Not gonna lie. Kind of just stuck right in there. I see why part of it is hard because it's not a even there wedge kind of shape. Kind of just stuck right in there. There we go. Probably should put some alcohol in there or soapy water. There we go. Break that sealant. That's just stuck in there. Okay. Oof. Yeah, that's where it was stuck, right in there. Get it all flipped back around. There we go. Set that off to the side. That's a workout. But I like that. I like how that turned out. I do like how the glitter sank to this one. A little bit on that one and a hint there. I do like that. And I like that I did the darker alcohol ink on the bottom. There's some bubbles in there. But the glitter does try to help those. And there's not really... This I can feel the glitter, but there's no air bubbles around there. So I am really happy with how this turned out. What do you guys think? Let me know. And the last but not least, another loud sound here. I should have done that on the other one too. Just helps get that off of there. I usually use packing tape to try to clean up things, you know, like over here, here. I don't know if it's going to get all that off, but we'll see later. All right. Didn't get all of it. There, see. Be careful that you don't jam it into your fingernail bed. All right. I did also top this one off as well with some UV resin. Because, you know, resin shrinks. So it had a little, it shrunk down, so it had a little lip. And so I didn't want to deal with the little lip. Make sure you flip your molds right way around so they don't stay in a deformed shape. Are we ready for this guy? And here is the result. So I did push it down into that glitter. I do have some bubbles, but I think for my first time putting washi tape into like a cup like this, I think I did pretty good. Next time I'd probably cut off that right there, which is actually says March. I didn't realize that it was like a calendar. You can see that says February. I kind of like the 3D look of that tape going behind this one. But yeah, I think for my first time using this, I didn't do too bad. Next time I'd probably do a little more glitter just to cover this area. I'd wait for the rest of this to thicken up so that I could add that last little bit of glitter to maybe hide that edge of the washi tape there. But I am not mad at this at all. It makes me want orange juice. But yeah, let me know what you think, guys. I want to thank everybody who watches my channel. It is so much appreciated, and thank you to all of my subscribers. You guys help me keep my channel going. I love you guys. And if you're not subscribed, there's a little hole right there. If you're not subscribed, think about it. It is free for you, but it does my channel a lot of good. So point your camera at the QR code and follow the prompts to subscribe, or scroll down the page and click that subscribe button. Just want a little bit of UV just to put into that little section right there and clean up the rest of it. I do have an Amazon wish list and a Buy Me a Coffee link in my description. You may see the Buy Me a Coffee link pop up in a QR code too, if you are so enabled to and wish to and want to support my channel further. Please do so. Anything made through those areas, Amazon wish list and Buy Me a Coffee, does go right back into this channel, helping to make these creations. So there. Just gonna let this hang out right here in the sunshine. That's coming into my window here. Actually, I'll probably just bring over my UV charging lamp here. Yep, got this guy. And move this over. Whoa, don't roll over here. And find that spot where I did it. It is right there. And we'll just do that for 2 minutes. All right, so stay tuned for the beauty shots. Again, I appreciate you all so much. You guys take care. And you know what? Use my videos as a little bit of time away. Get your time back for you. Enjoy just the crafting process and whatever joy it may bring to you. I love making these and I appreciate you. So thank you. Stay tuned for the beauty shots and we'll see you later. Bye.